I hadn't really thought about these here yet. I just assumed they were fiberglass and foam in there. It turns out they're soggy wood.
Yeah, look at that. It's like
So rotten.
Spongy and gross. Well, another thing to cut off. I'm not sure why we assumed these little shelves were fiberglass and foam, but it turns out it's fiberglass and rotten wood, so they've got to come out. Taking the deck off to repair the cracked hull was a blessing in disguise, because we never would have dug into all these little bits of encapsulated wood otherwise.
We're gonna cut out the piece of wood that was reinforcing over the area where the rudder hung. So there's these little braces here on the side of the trunk. I'm curious if they're just glass or if there's wood in there as well. I think it's worth doing the extra work while we're in here and just replacing everything. Like, let's just make it new and beefy and super strong. And
welcome back to part 4 of our Siren 17 restoration project. This week we're tackling one of the biggest prep stages, grinding everything down and getting ready for fiberglass. There's a lot to do, so let's get started. In the coming weeks, we are going to have some pretty creative woodworking that needs to be done. It turns out that the wood for the rudder mount wasn't in too bad of shape, but we are still happy it's getting replaced. We want to add plywood to the entire transom to give the back of the boat some more strength, and also to allow lots of options for mounting things in the future, like the outboard, the rudder, maybe a ladder or swim platform. Options will be endless. But cutting and installing the wood may be tricky because the transom is rounded in pretty much every dimension. Oh well, problem for another day. In the research that we did before starting this project, we found that the centerboard trunk and pivot bolt is another common area that these boats fail. We were really glad we decided to cut this wood out because it was indeed super rotten and would have been a disaster waiting to happen once she's back in the water.
so we got the wood cut out from the sides of the centerboard trunk where the centerboard bolts mount through, and glad we ended up digging in there because the wood was quite rotten, and we have some delaminating fiberglass on those layers that were immediately underneath the wood. So we'll clean this up a little bit more, and I think we're gonna end up cutting these gussets out as well because they're gonna have a chunk of wood in them and they're gonna be all rotten and waterlogged like everything else was. So
even though it is now March, Winter has decided that she's not done with us quite yet. We still have lots of work to do on the hull, but we also want to start looking at the deck. So since we had a few extra helpers here this weekend, we decided to reorganize a bit. We moved the hull further into the barn, and this made room for us to bring the deck inside as well. You look like you've been laying on the ground again.
I have, it happens.
That stuff is seriously glued on there.
Yeah, it's the worst. It peeled off so easy everywhere, but right in the bow where I was hidden behind that little bulkhead, it's proper stuck on there. So it might be a sanded off kind of job.
We'll keep peeling at it.
Yeah, we'll try for a bit.
Got all of these big pieces. I think I'm done helping.
I'm gonna come worry some more pieces for you. Get some more edges.
So impossible.
You're almost there. You've got.
I did this.
Oh. So much easier.
Why have we been struggling for the last hour? My fingers are raw.
Because the heat gun was under the house from last winter when we had frozen pipes, and I didn't want to go get it.
Well, that was oddly satisfying peeling that all off. Scratched an itch I didn't realize I had. But Kyle's gonna start sanding now, so I'm gonna get out of the barn because I hate wearing the sanding mask and he doesn't seem to mind. So I'm gonna leave you to it.
Okay, I'll see you in a bit. I think I want to finish with the grinding around the centerboard trunk. I want to get the edge cleaned up all around there while I have a nice wide new disc to reach in there. And get that ready so it's prepped up. Finish the back and widen up around the edge here a little bit for fixing that. And then I can start measuring stuff and cutting out fiberglass to go in there and getting ready for that job. So
cool. Yeah, I think we've got an Amazon delivery of some fiberglass coming anytime now. So
that's exciting, yeah.
If you ask me how I really feel, the best things in life's for free. We are all part of the deal. You either tie it down or let it be. Oh, but every time it goes to hell, you figure out you might as well sit back and enjoy the show. Might be the end for all we know.
first batch of supplies.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Oh, there's our pumps for the epoxy. Ooh, that's heavy. And that's that biaxial mat, the strong stuff.
Nice.
That looks awesome. We'll have to clean up some of the dust in here and then start cutting sheets out of that. Nice. Fiberglass tools. Chop strand mat.
Cool.
Awesome. We're almost ready to get started. We need epoxy. I don't like that it's folded and all. Be nice if it came on a roll. See the strands on the backside run that direction there. Look through like here somewhere. Mm-hmm. And that's the biaxial mat versus the woven, which is just square and woven like cloth. And then the chop strand is that. And it's all the different chop strands laid together. And it's quite a bit thinner. You can tell by the weight of the edge of this too, how much heavier it is.
So anywhere that we're doing structural, we're going to want to use this one. And anywhere that's just filler and stuff, we can use that guy.
Yeah. And like the whole boat, other than one or two layers of the hull, is made out of chop strand mat. But this stuff, the pricing was similar for this and that for similar size. So I'm just going to order another one of these, I think. So
might as well if it's better.
It's heavier, but we'll use this for filler and little pieces here and there and stuff like that. So okay, I just want to go double check a couple measurements before I cut this. So I'm just trying to I don't know how many we're gonna need to make our thickness here, so.
How many sheets of fiberglass?
Yeah. Cause I'm gonna need some that fit right in here at the smallest size, and then as I build it up, I'm gonna wanna come out, so it's gonna be a bit of trial and error here. So like that, I'd say a 5-inch strip works pretty good in there. 5 inches, 2.5 and 2.5. And that's the same size we're doing on the outside of the bunks and around here. Just cut a stack of 5-inch strips.
That makes it easier to keep track of.
Here, we need to figure out. Why are you such a nightmare? Initially, when the boat was built, they had the wood sat on one of the base layers of fiberglass in there, and then it was encapsulated and all built up together. So when we cut it out and cleaned the wood off, we've got about a 1/4 inch down, and it's really thin fiberglass left there. I'm gonna build this back up to flush and get some meat on the fiberglass inside there, and then I'll add the reinforcing wood on top. We don't have any clearance issues there. And same thing with this spot. And then we'll add the stiffeners here again, or those little gusset plates that were fiberglassed in there. So chop strand will be fine for all the holes here. And for filling in some of these spaces, I might use a layer of the Goodbye Axiomat in the bottom, or even as a top layer, and just use the chop strand to fill it in, maybe is the best thing to do there. Bend that around the corner a little bit for me. So 165, I would say, for length. 165 and 60. So that piece is going to be way oversized, but I think that's better. 65 by 60.
I can't decide if that sound is satisfying or like nails on chalkboard.
It's a little bit of both.
That looks perfect.
Yeah, that's all sorts there. It's gonna be a beauty. Yeah, these scissors are toast already.
How many do you need?
I think we figured 10.8, so we're gonna cut 12 for now.
Oh no. These pants are officially never going to be the same again.
Oh no, covered in fiberglass.
See that? I just accidentally wiped a piece across my leg.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that. Those are now fiberglassing pants.
Garbage pants, you mean? Well, I guess they're garbage. We are just itching to get going on this fiberglass work, but we do have to wait another week or so for the epoxy that we ordered to show up. We cut out as many pieces of fiberglass mat as we could for now, but the rest will just have to wait. We have a bit more prep work to do anyways before we can get started, so let's get back to work on that.
So have a look at that rivet. How do we get that out? What is it?
A drill.
A drill. Yeah. So go grab the drill. It's over there on the bench.
A wall here.
Let's go. And you see the little flakes coming off? Now we're going to push. Okay, good. That looks like we got it, so that'll pop off there. Now, do you see any more?
Yes, here. Could you get that?
Peel this up and look for rivets, and you're going to go all the way around the boat with it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, take that, pull that end off of there.
We went head first into the fire. Watch the flames rise higher, love. We were burning so damn bright, just like a shooting star turns into dust.
You got that whole thing off the boat all on your own?
All the
Good.
quiet, reality caught
More grinding. The rivet holes for connecting the deck to the hull were also delaminating and showing some signs of damage. So we decided to clean this area up too so we can re-glass it. Then we will just re-drill the holes when it is time to put the boat back together.
What are you working on?
Getting the hardware off.
Getting the hardware off?
Yep.
Why do you have the drill?
So I'm getting these. The rivets.
Okay, we'll get them out of there then.
One.
That one there? Okay, start on the front by you and then we'll go to the back one, okay?
Okay.
Tell me when you're holding it.
I'm already going.
Oh, nice.
I almost have my nut off though. I have my nut, I think. Yeah, I got my nut.
Okay, good. Get it on there when you're ready.
Ready, going. Ugh.
That's a hard one.
Tough. Oh, we got it.
You got it? You drop it in the dirt?
Yeah.
We've lived in this house for 15 years, and in that time this barn has been home to many different critters. Ducks, pigs, horses, cows, but I think the Siren is my favorite occupant so far. It is so nice to have this area out of the elements to work on the boat. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the rest of our restoration series. Kyle has some big ideas for this boat. Things could get exciting.
Every time I'm in here sanding the boat, all I can think about is the race to Alaska. I feel like we can make this boat get there, but we have to make some changes.
Yeah.
So, or add some stuff for that anyways and make it a little fancier than we were planning on. But I don't know. I kind of want to do it.
We should do it for sure.
We're here now. Let's strengthen her up and make her survive some logs and take a run at it.